to another Alpha Strike Battle Report. For this week, I'm dedicating a game to the guys at Big Top Gaming for their shout out on their channel and for playing a game with a list that I submitted. So this is a game for those guys. So jumping into the list here, I'm playing Skorne, and it's called Oops All Elephants because Big Top Gaming, it's got an elephant for a logo, so might as well. I didn't tell him that I was going to do this. So I basically trying out Makeda 0, and I have all the elephants that I could fit in the list and make it kind of fun. And then I have Hakaar in there just because he's a good requisition point. So I told Bob about this and had him build a list that was more fun than good. So he brought a Durst list, and he's got 2 Judicators in it. And basically the idea of his list is to take an Alpha Strike and then try to punch back with Durst's feet, and just to place those casters that don't get seen as much. So my list does have some strengths, with Alpha Hunter on Xekaar and the Mammoth getting upset whenever you damage it and making it increase speed. It can be useful, and then the Agonizer with armor 20 on the Mammoth along with Xekaar's feet is going to make it more survivable as well. So we have 2 very punchy lists here going against each other, but this is just more of a fun mess around game considering the elephant list, and then we'll see how it goes. So for this week we rolled off for scenario. We always seem to just roll a die and get scenario, so we're playing Spread the Net, which is kind of a crazy scenario for our lists. We both have pretty low model count, as you can see on the versus screen there. So we'll see how the scenario actually comes into play in the game. I believe I lost the roll. Yes, I lost the roll, and Bob decided to take first turn, so Bob decided to take that side, so I took first turn. Yeah. So apologize for my unpainted models. This is the last game I'm going to play with this Skorne army. It is sold as of the date of recording this, and it is going to be shipped across the country, so sad to see it go. But so Bob's list, we have 2 Judicators available to us, but we didn't have one ready to go for this game, so he's putting in a Wrack Colossal in place of the 2nd Judicator there. I'm deploying pretty bricky in the middle. I have a Quicksand in front of me there on the right, and then a 4-inch Squall, another Quicksand next to the flag, a Forest on Bob's zone, along with a Windswept Rubble, and then a Forest in the middle, water on the other flag, and then another Quicksand on the upper zone there. So lots of denial for the Pathfinder there. So Bob's deploying pretty symmetrically here. He's got Durst coming up the middle with some Initiates, a couple of Vassals to feed the Jacks, and then a Judicator on either side. And then I think he's just checking out some stuff, just double checking that the racks are at 80. But so Bob's main faction is actually Protectorate, and he's been messing around with Retribution for a while now, but he wanted to get back into the Protectorate, so this was a good entry. So on my turn 1, I'm measuring the walk spray of the Judicator just to make sure I don't get in there. Might as well not give him that. I'm fine with taking the rockets because it should be, it's a lot of damage, but it should be enough that I can just maybe shield guard one of them to Tiberion, on the Mammoth that is, and then I can also heal it up with Xekaar So Makeda moves up, and celerities Xekaar, and Xekaar doesn't have anything he wants to cast, so he just runs on full camp. Or no, I dropped. No, I wouldn't have dropped anything because he also has Alpha Hunter, so all my beasts run for free. So Makeda 0 is running the Agonizer, and Zaadesh is running the Gladiator. The reason I did that was because I figured Makeda is going to want to likely be more upfront of a player than Zaadesh is, using Zaadesh as a rush battery along with the Gladiator, and then the Agonizer likes to play up a little bit more on feet turn, so I wanted to do that. I'm really excited to see. I was excited to play, and I'm excited to see it on a battle report. The Bronzeback Titan, because that is just a cool model, extremely strong. Not just in its like strength stat, but really powerful piece. So now I have 2 min units of beast handlers, and they're just running up to be behind the beasts there. So there's many a times that we have to go over the possible threat ranges of my stuff and what is required to happen for those things to be adjusted. With Rush, Alpha Hunter, the Mammoth being upset by taking damage, and stuff like that. So Bob's kind of measuring out what he thinks can happen. Measures quite a ways from the Bronzeback here. And so he just runs up a unit of initiates, and initiates are so good. It makes me sad that they're so good. Happy for Protectorate players, but there's just a great unit there. Once again, measuring the distance on the Mammoth. Another unit of initiates breaking up together. Also excited to see the Avatar on the table. Really cool model. We misplayed it this game because it's been so long. He does actually get his focus at a different time. We were doing it during his activation, but that's I'm not upset by it in the stakes of the game. It is something we need to fix next time we play it if it's a model he plays again anytime soon. So this upper Judicator is just running, get as much stud as he can, staying out of Tiberion's rush range, I believe. And then Bob's thinking, you know, a lot of Bob's stuff is that he's facing me with is very hard to kill, and I'm not obviously not going, even with reposition 5, I'm not going to get to the point of killing initiates in melee. So he's hiding his more squishy pieces behind the Colossals and just saying, no, I don't think you're going to get Alpha Hunter this turn. Moving up some stuff. This Judicator on the bottom decides to take some shots. And so, measure 14. Shooting at the Bronzeback here, just hoping for some good deviations. So first one goes 6 to 6. It's gonna land on the Mammoth if it can't damage it. It would have been funny if it did. And then another one goes out in left field. This one closer to stuff, but still no Xekaar. So everything moving up. Choir saying no non-magical shooting, so passage. And we're into the next turn. So my turn. I'm double checking. Okay, so we measured this out that he's not in my normal threat, so I do have to, if I Alpha Hunter, what am I going to get in the Mammoth's range? And I pretty much decided on this turn that I'm just not going to put my Mammoth in charge range of a Judicator, which with boundless charge is 12 inches, which is terrifying. So um, that's a no-go. I've decided that I don't want to feat first um, because I think that that just means not good. It's not good for me. So I've decided that I'm going to play pretty passive here. Hope he can't remove too many pieces and score too many points on his bottom of 2. So here I am measuring 12 to see where my Mammoth can go and be safe from the Judicator there. The other one's way further back, so I'm not scared about that. It also looks like I forgot a terrain piece, which is going to be a 5-inch squall in the in between the 2 zones there, and it's going to be represented by a metal ring. I apologize for that. So here I'm just thinking. I do have quite a bit of time left for what I want to accomplish this turn, which is not a whole lot. It's going to be more of a sit and wait, play this weird dancing game. I'm really sad because I'm looking at this Menite Archon like I can't do anything to you because Hakaar is very sad. Even with celerity, he's not going to get to you. So Marketh measures out that he cannot be sprayed if he sits on the other side of the flag. So I have to just hope that he doesn't die to blast damage. Try to score that at least, unless Bob comes over and contests. So the Mammoth walks up just outside of 12. I'm going for softening up some initiates here because I'm not going to be in the melee range of the Warjacks. I'm not super scared about giving them their vengeance style +2 to hit and +2 damage. So I'm doing some damage. I think I leave one on one box and then it gets shield guarded. But it is relevant for them to be on one box because that means that I'm more likely to kill them with Xekaar's little nuke spell, which will count for his Alpha Hunter. Anybody who played Abby 2 would know about the, I think it was a range 6, like Hex Bolt or something that could be utilized with her great speed and spelling to try to get the Alpha Hunter without having a melee target, which was really cool. I loved playing Abby too. So I'm just kind of repositioning everything here to hopefully not die to blast. This Judicator, I'm trying to stranglehold it. Yes, I wanted to stranglehold it so that if I got a counter charge for my Bronzeback, it would just be more damage. And I rolled up once, so that was really sad. Not super relevant. I mean, I was just taking it because I needed to drop some Fury and I could reposition 5 anyways. Here I'm measuring Tiberion so that he's out of walk and melee threat of the Judicator. And my Titan Gladiator is just going to walk up behind Tiberion, being outside of the boundless charge range of the Menite Archon because I don't want to get it crippled to that. That would be very sad. Just moving around some support here. Beast Handlers spread out. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do with Makeda here. I could run her to the flag, but then I'm within charge range, which is a no-go. Or run into the zone, that is, sorry. Ultimately, I decide against that. And I just keep her safe and keep her beast within her 8 inches. And yeah, over to Bob's turn 2. So his idea here is to obviously kill as much as he can before my feet turn, and then score some points. And he's kind of on the same page as, I mean, we haven't thought this match out to a T or anything, but he's kind of on the same page of doesn't want to feat first. Because we both have defensive armor feats, basically. So he's getting all this focus back. Measuring out what these initiates can do, how much room they're going to lose in the quicksand. And I know that this list is that I'm playing with Xekaar and the elephants isn't good, but man, it is. A lot of the elephant models, the Titan models, are super cool looking. So I was just really glad to see them. I wish that I had them painted just so that it would make that extra wow factor. But so this bottom Judicator is going to walk up. I believe he's centering on the Bronzeback. Oh no, he's centering on Marketh. I did think this was a little bit weird. Obviously trying to kill him with the blast damage here. And then it doesn't actually get any blasts that are important. And misses Marketh. So this Judicator is trying to figure out what he's going to do. And Bob choosing not to attack the Bronzeback there due to hyper aggressive, which hyper aggressive being if I choose to do it in the right time, the Bronzeback, it just makes for a bad day for whatever it gets into on that side of the field. And so this Judicator's going over. He wants to stay out of, I believe, both Rush and Alpha Hunter range. Yes, Rush and Alpha Hunter range of the Mammoth, but not including its damage, getting damaged because he's not concerned on damaging it. So here go the shots. And these are going into Hakaar. Hakaar's taking some damage here. Pausing it to check. Must be doing some damage on Tiberion here. Yeah, I shield guarded one of them. That's what it was. Shield guarded one of the big shots. Blast damage coming into my Agonizer. Does a couple points, like 4 points. On to Zaadesh or Makeda. I'm taking 1 damage and I'm like, well, I should transfer. No, I shouldn't transfer because I'm gonna have to cut for 1 fury anyway. So it nets me 1 damage at the end of at the end of it all. So I just decided to let that one go through on the blast damage there. And you can tell we paused it a couple times here because it is a little bit later. And we're just kind of figuring out where stuff can go, and we don't want to do too much measuring and crazy stuff on a casual game, but on clock that is. So now I believe a Vassal went up to shoot his spell. Oh no, that was the focus points for the Avatar. So the Avatar spins 1 for the gaze. So everything that starts with an 8 can only advance towards it. And 1 shot's Xekaar. And he's in the zone. So right now Bob has 3 initiates, a Menite Archon, and the Avatar in my upper zone. So if that's not sad for trying to score that, then I don't know what is. So, not to gloss over that, charge attack on the Menite Archon rolls 6-6-6-3, and with its Divine Inspiration, one-shots my objective at dice off 3, which is just insane. So it does 15 damage to it, one shot, no big deal. So Bob scores a point on that turn. I score 1 on the flag on the bottom zone, and then he also scores his rectangular zone. So it's 2-1. So now I'm measuring out what can this Bronzeback get to, because it has to do work for me this turn. All my thoughts about not feeding first are out the window if I can get this Bronzeback onto the lower Judicator. I don't think I'm going to be able to get stuff onto everything, but the plan is take care of at least a heavy and bang up one of the Judicators on his before his feet turn, and then feet in response with a couple heavies downrange, and then the Mammoth ready to rock and roll. So that's the plan. We decide to start with the Titan. It's going to cast Rush onto Tiberion, in case he wants to walk through the forest into the Judicator, and it's going to Grand Slam for 3 inches, which is just depressing. I was hoping to get the Avatar a little bit further so that I didn't have to worry about his gaze on Tiberion in case I wanted to push him over towards the center of the zone, but that didn't happen, so I slam him down. I do a little bit of damage, I think maybe like a few points, and then I don't believe I load him up because I want to be able to transfer to him. And then I'm thinking I'm going to take Tiberion into the Judicator, but then I'm like, well, I think I have to kill the Avatar. So Xekaar walks up. He attempts to kill the 1-box Initiate, boost to hit, boost damage, and does not break armor. I think it was dice up 9, so I need to roll a 10. I need to roll a boosted 7 and a boosted 10, and I got the 7, but I did not roll the boosted 10 to get my Alpha Hunter, so that's very depressing. But he just feeds and repos. Then I'm trying to figure out what Xekaar is going to do, or what Zaadesh is going to do. Measuring out the Mammoth. The one thing I know that I have to do this turn, which I'm not super excited about, is Zaadesh has to go over and rush the Bronzeback. So the Titan Gladiator is definitely going to frenzy because he's going to be outside of command, or outside of control. So Tiberion's got Rush. I run my Beast Handlers because I can see the Avatar through the crack in the models. So I'm going to get the free charge. Might as well get the extra damage on him. Because even though he's knocked down, he still has a shield and still is a very chonky Protectorate Jag. There I'm measuring, can I get the objective and the Judicator in, finish up the objective, then buy attacks into the Judicator just to soften it up. But I decide, don't be greedy. If you can get the Judicator in, just go for that. So my plan switches to kill the Avatar, hurt the Judicator on the left side, and then feet. Protect my stuff with feet. So measuring out to get my 1 inch, checking the line, looks good. Charge attack does a chunk, and I am using my big top dice here. So when you see that elephant head, you know I got 6s. Just buying attacks here. It takes all of his attacks, so good thing I got that free charge there. I don't know how he tanks through that. Granted, he wasn't enraged because I had to run, I think. Yeah. So these handlers walk up after Zaadesh walks over, gets line of sight to the Bronzeback and rushes him. Then these guys run up and walk up and enrage him and give him a free charge. He charges in, and he does what Bronzebacks do, which is smack stuff a whole bunch of times. So 5 Fury on this beast, 3 initials. All these are +2 damage, and he's just going to town. I asked Bob, do I have to buy the last one? I buy it, and he is astonished. I don't play, when I did play Skorne more, I didn't play Bronzebacks because they're so 17 points. Bob is just, we're just talking about how, oh man, this Judicator just died full health to a 17-point heavy. So that's a good trade for me. I don't score the zone because of this objective, but I'm in there and I'm pretty excited about it. I did do the math. I think it was 43.9, so 44% for the Judicator to go down to the Bronzeback there, which is below 50%. So not every time, but it happened. So I run the Mammoth up just to get in the way. He needs to protect Xekaar, and I also tucked Makeda 0 in there along with their Agonizer, so that bubble over there is right behind the giant Mammoth that you can't see anything around. So Bob's still trying to figure out what he's going to do here, having lost one of his Judicators and the Avatar. I expected to lose the Avatar because of my heavies being in range, but it was something of very big importance to sit in my zone. So Bob flies the Archon over to get into my Agonizer. So this Menite Archon is Mat 4, but he does Divine Inspiration, which saved him on this one. Mat 4 and goes down to POW 10 on this big sword because of the auras from the feet and the Agonizer's bubble, and then he goes down to POW 8 on the other weapon, and I actually my Agonizer lives through 2 Menite Archon attacks, which is just great. This little poor crying Mammoth, elephant baby, just standing there taking hits. So then Bob's looking at the math on the Judicator, or thinking about what he's going to do with the Judicator against my stuff, knowing that he is it's harder to hit and harder to damage. The 3 initiates charging the Bronzeback. They do a combined outside of the feet. The hit, decent roll. Hyper aggressive for no apparent reason. This guy's probably gonna frenzy anyway, so whatever. And then oh, maybe they didn't do a combined. I apologize. So they did quite a few hits. They did quite a few damage to him for what they are. Durst is walking over, staying out of kill box, casting Boundless Charge on the Judicator just to get that extra damage buff. Focus efficiency. He's feeding, charging. He's charging in the Judicator to the Mammoth. And good rolls here, but the Mammoth is base arm 20 the feat makes it 23 effectively, and then he could not get out of the Agonizer, so it's effectively 25. So with Choir, he's 23, I think, so these are off 2. So that's what the grid looks like on the Mammoth. Moving up some stuff to contest. This Vassal comes up, shoots the Mammoth, I think, with his spell. No damage. And it's over to my turn 4. So I start out this turn. Great feat. I appreciated that feat a whole awful lot. Now I have a couple frenzy checks to make. So obviously, like I talked about, this Titan Gladiator cannot be leeched from. So he's gonna frenzy into a either the Archon or one of the initiates. It doesn't do much of anything. And then the Bronzeback frenzies into initiate, and I think I might have missed him. I did upkeep Celerity on Xekaar to make sure that he could walk a little bit further in and cast a spell and maybe get Alpha Hunter off this turn. So now I'm just thinking, okay, what am I going to do here? I know I have to focus fire on this Judicator because it is plus 4 armor this turn. So I'm measuring out. If I just walk the Mammoth around, can I get 3 inches on Durst? And I think with Alpha Hunter Rush and him being mad from his speed, I could get there, but I'm like, I don't need to spend my time with that. I just need to attrition this and see where it leads from there. So I'm checking out some stuff here. Get a line on the proxy base, which is Tiberion, and I enrage him, and I enrage the Mammoth as well. Get a little extra damage in there. Then I was thinking for a short second about charging the Menite Archon with Xekaar and just spending most of his stack to try to take it out if it's gonna help me with everything else, but I decided that's not smart. So Xekaar just runs. I think I could have. Oh no, he doesn't run. He walks. Yeah. I don't get my Alpha Hunter this turn, of course, but I don't think it's relevant because I have Tiberion in the back of the Judicator. So he goes in. He's smacking on the Judicator. Oh, that's right. I did Mortality on the Judicator, which was huge because the -2 defense is not important, but the -2 armor is. So my Enrage and Mortality essentially make it normal attacks for Tiberion. So Tiberion's just going to town, buying attacks. I thought he hit harder. I know he hits a lot, but he's no Bronzeback. So then I'm going with Makeda. 0 is actually in there. Weapon Master attacks. I figure I might as well use them. They're there. The Agonizer's all but dead, so losing her wouldn't make me any more sad if I'm not losing my Mammoth. So the Mammoth's going to town, getting into the Judicator that's left, which is the proxy right now. and he's just. I do roll decent here, I think, but it dies with not a lot of fury up. I cast Counter Blast on it, and I run some Beast Handlers to protect Xekaar a little bit, and then I pass the turn over, and then we talk about the game state in which it's in, and that I will be setting the score to central, and Bob just decides that he wants to call it, so we can discuss the game after that. So we decide to shake hands and call it a win for the elephant list. So this was a really fun game. I'm glad that I haven't said anything to the big top guys about what I was planning on. Whereas when they did my list, they knew that I knew that they were playing it because they asked for it. So I hope that it's a welcome surprise. They have such a great following in the community, and it was so great for them to just shout out our channel because I had mentioned it in conversation with them about with the list. And so once again, really appreciate it, guys, and I hope you enjoy the battle report / fun game with the elephant list. So I have some more news on the channel. We actually hit 100 subscribers as I was working on this game. We're actually 110 now, so I have something special coming for that as well. Hope you guys enjoy that, and I do want to take a second to talk about Makeda 0. Like I said, I'm not keeping my Skorne, so I can't say that I'm a full Skorne fanboy and give my thoughts on it with that, but I can say that I do really like the model. When I was thinking about building lists with it, Masters of War, the reason I brought Masters of War with this list was so that I could play Tiberion because he's awesome, man, an awesome elephant. But I think that there are some really cool things there. I don't know if they're necessarily competitive, but Ferox, of course, come to mind. Shield walling Satrati going like, 9 inches with the Tycom, and then they can repo with their mini feet, so that's really cool. There's just a lot of cool things there, I think, and I think Makeda 0 is going to be a good boon for the faction. So I hope that the Skorne players feel the same way, and I hope you guys enjoy the model. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and please like and subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and please leave any comments you want on the channel. We appreciate feedback. We appreciate just you saying, hey, nice bat rep, or thanks for the battle report. And if you have some notes, then we're welcome. We welcome those as well. So anyway, see you guys next week. Thanks.